What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Mike, and this is going to be my review for episode 2, So Close Yet So Far of Fear the Walking Dead. Now, if you have not seen the episode yet, and you don't want to be spoiled by anything, you might as well back out now because we are going to be talking about the episode. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on some of the things that happened. So check it out right here. Now this episode pretty much picks right up right where it left off in the last episode. So we don't have any kind of time skip. Kim Dickens' character Madison, she gets her and her son and her daughter to their house. And basically what happens in this episode is her and Travis end up splitting up. Travis goes to try to find his son, ends up finding him and his ex-wife. Now I just want to go over a couple things in the episode that I thought was kind of pertinent to the story. Now let's start off with Kim Dickens' character Madison. Now, first episode I was a little on the fence about her. By the end of the episode I was a bit more on board with her character. This episode I was kind of in the same way because I have an issue with some things, and some things are good about her character, I think, in this episode. Now the one thing I did like about her is the fact that she's willing to do whatever she has to do to get where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? So she knew that in Nick's condition they couldn't go because their whole plan is to go to the desert. So in Nick's condition they can't really move him. They can't really do a whole lot with him because he's going through withdrawals, which is kind of funny because him going through withdrawals almost kind of looked like someone turned into a walker or something. That's actually a good PSA. Don't do heroin. Might look like a walker. So Madison goes to the school and finds the medical supplies, breaks into the medical supplies and gets him Oxycontin. Here's my first issue. Now, you're gonna feed his habit. I don't think that's a very good idea. I understand the concept of why she's trying to do it. They got to go, you know what I'm saying? But feeding his habit I don't think is the way to go. Oxycontin in a high school? What kind of kids are going to school these days? While Madison is there, she meets up with Tobias. Now, Tobias, I didn't know if we was going to see him again. I was hoping that we was going to see him again because the dude seems like he really knows his stuff. And I was right because when they meet up together, he's breaking into the food bank, grabbing some food. He's telling her all kinds of stuff about the zombie apocalypse, So this kid knows his stuff, and I really hope he sticks around throughout the whole season. And I actually have a prediction for him as well. Alright, check it out. We all knew it was coming. It's just a matter of time. Obama Walker. Yep. They finally see the principal come out, and he's a walker. Now, he just looks pretty, his eyes are kind of red. That's like the only difference, and his mouth is like, kind of look like he had a stroke or something, but he don't look like a walker is what I'm trying to say. It's just like, that's what we're gonna mostly see through this whole season. So, the people that are expecting like some decayed walkers like we see in the original, you're just not gonna get it in the first season, I'm sorry. And this is where I get a little on the fence about Kim Dickens' character again, because Tobias, the Obama Walker went right after Madison, and Tobias just stepped right up in there, man, and got between him and started stabbing him. He did go for his head, so he knows to go for the head, but I don't know what it was, a little steak knife or something that he had. It wasn't getting the job done. Props to Tobias, though, for going at him the way he did and just stepping in there, man. Dude's gonna be he's gonna be an awesome character as long as he sticks around, I do believe. But when he got tackled, Madison, she's all freaking out. She don't really know what to do, and she sees the fire extinguisher. Now, this is where I'm kind of on the fence about it because she took so long. She was like, oh, I don't know what to do. But I guess that's kind of to be expected when you really don't know what's going on. You're just kind of freaking out in your mind seeing this in front of you. You know what I mean? So I can kind of handle that. But I'm going to tell you this. When she grabbed that fire extinguisher, without missing a beat, man, she bashed his head in. Now, you're talking about somebody that not only she knew, but somebody she worked with and was friends with. So for her to be able to just bash his head in the way she did, that tells me right there she's gonna be a hardcore character once everything finally breaks loose. She gonna be badass. I do believe that Madison's daughter is probably the only one, like, you know, within the tight group that we're watching, that really is just oblivious to what's going on. I mean, she just really don't know anything about like walkers, zombies, and she has no idea what's going on. You know, it took Travis poking around a little bit to see the bite on Matt's shoulder, and you know, at that point, I thought that whole scene was really good. I mean, you know, obviously we're not going to see Matt anymore, but unless we see him come back as a walker, and I think really that's going to be the only thing that makes her daughter's brain click, like what's going on, is she's going to actually have to see Matt as a walker and see him get put down. I also want to throw out some foreshadowing of Madison's daughter when she was with Matt, you know, and all them in the room. She said she brought that out there. If he's got it, you know, if he's got the virus, then I have it too. You know, that's kind of that's kind of a hit to the original series, where we all know already that, you know, everybody is already infected. It's just how you die. The bite isn't really what turns you. It just it infects your blood, and you get a really bad virus, and you get sepsis, and then you die quicker. You know what I mean? So it's not the bite that kills you, it's just we're already infected. So I thought that was a pretty cool foreshadow moment. Travis, you know, it was Travis's idea to go to the desert. So he's got good ideas. It seems like he's a pretty good survivalist, and I think that a lot more of that is going to come out as the season progresses. So far, I really have nothing bad to say about his character, because, I mean, I connected with his character before I did anybody else's in the first episode anyway. And just by the way he's listening to everybody, and he's not just throwing them aside as stupid ideas or something, or it's all in your head, you know what I mean? So, and you know, with him being an English lit teacher, and it just looks like he's going to be a really good survivalist. You see this big riot going down, you know what I mean, right there in the middle of the city that Travis's son is in. Now he's all video recording it and everything else, and you see all this crazy stuff going on. But then in the suburbs, when they get back home, it's like, you know, the neighbors is having a birthday party for their kid or whatever. And it's like, wow, you know, the change difference, and that's like, people really have no idea this is happening. Travis finally finds his son. He's with his ex-wife, so they're all together, and they were trying to get off the streets because, you know, the police or whatever, they're just trying to clear everybody out. And I think that's gonna it's gonna make it get worse, because they're, you know what I'm saying, they're all these zombies or walkers coming out, and they're shooting them, which is, you know, I'm sure a lot of them is gonna get bit, and it's just gonna start a whole process of shit going downhill. Which, you know, kind of what Nick said is, you know, we're about to enter in a world of shit. He was really talking about him going through withdrawals, but, you know, in a foreshadowing aspect, that's kind of, you know, what's going to happen. Travis finally finds his son up there, and they end up trying to get off the streets, and they end up shacked up with this older family with a younger daughter. And, well, she's not younger, she's in her 20s, but they end up shacking up with her, and it looks like they're gonna be there at least for the next couple episodes. Now, I will say that family, it don't look like they're gonna get killed off too quick. It looks like that family may be stuck, you know, sticking around for a while. That was basically all the bigger points that we've seen in the episode. And I just want to say, like, every episode to me is getting better and better and better. And there's still people out there saying that it's slow, it was too slow. It's not going to be like the original, you know what I mean? We're not going to get all that action. It's starting to pick up. Like, as slow kind of as it was in the first episode, it picked up a lot this episode. And it's just going to keep picking up. So, I mean, you know, you got to give it a chance. You got to at least let it get through the first season. Let them tell us how everything started. You know what I mean? I don't want to jump right into killing walkers and doing all this and doing that. I want the story of how it all started. So I'm glad they're writing it the way that they're writing it. And I think, you know, we've got a long stretch ahead of us. It's already been picked up for season 2. I'm sure it'll be picked up for season 3. We'll just have to see. But I think they're doing an amazing job. If you want to check out my previous video on the review of episode 1. I'm going to throw it up there, and I'm also going to throw up some spoiler images that I seen a couple weeks, about a month ago now, of them filming on set and stuff, and new images we've seen from Entertainment Weekly. So I'm going to throw those out there. I'm also going to be putting out 2 more videos for you guys today. Another spoiler video from updated pictures that we've seen here recently of season 6, and also I'm going to throw out a pretty much a breakdown and review for that new iOS game, that Road to Survival they just came out with. If you guys don't already know, all this Woodbury stuff that's been going on, the phone calls and everything else, it's been basically promoting that game. So I'm going to pretty much do a review on it. I've been playing it, so I'm going to do a review on it and kind of give a rundown for anybody who has not played it, and if you want to or not. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Dead to Zombies, you guys rock.